I think the opening up of hours for the disability and the aged is a good move. There are other special measures being put in place across the country in different jurisdictions, and so long as our members are able to continue to work their existing rosters and the measures that are put in place are temporary, we're quite supportive of the measures. What really concerns us, though, is the continued misbehaviour in too many instances inside the supermarkets and this whole panic buying epidemic that we're seeing.
Do you have any concerns about, they're talking about our elderly being the most vulnerable. Is there any concerns that they are being brought in together and, if one or two of them are carrying, then that has the potential to spread?
Well, I think the health measures that people have got in place, either in their homes or their workplaces, they will unfold as time goes on. But my understanding is, in a lot of circumstances, it's not just the elderly, it's their carers that are accessing the supermarkets. They're getting there early to try and get stock while it's on the shelves, and I think that is good for them. And the reports that we're getting is that it is being well received and it is helping calm that sector of the community. Unfortunately, we're not seeing that calm throughout the day, and we are getting an increasing number of incidents of customer abuse and behaviour that is completely unacceptable. It's not only unacceptable, it's irrational.
Yeah, no, that is true. And there was actually a stabbing in Melbourne yesterday. It wasn't related to panic buying, but is that an example of the danger that some employees can face at a time like this?
Correct. It wasn't related to panic buying, but yes, our members, retail workers, are at heightened risk levels at present because of community behaviour. The fact is, there is stock in the warehouses, it will get to the stores. We're a net exporter of food, so no one is going to go hungry. This is irrational behaviour. The community really needs to take a step back, just check their behaviour and understand that the people working in our stores are doing their job and they deserve to be treated with respect while they're performing their duties.
There is, it almost seems inevitable, it's just a matter of time on when there are mass closures at the moment, when we're talking about restaurants, we're talking about bars, we're talking about a whole lot of businesses that may well be pretty vacant very soon. What sort of concerns do you have over job losses?
I think there are a number of companies in retail, not necessarily in the supermarkets, which are experiencing sales in excess of Christmas trade, and the supermarkets, they're a critical piece of community infrastructure, so they will remain open. In the other sector of our industry, be it fashion, disposable spending in a range of goods, those companies really are at risk, and I think that the government stimulus package needs to be seriously looking at ensuring that credit lines remain open, perhaps underwrite loans from banks. There might be interest holidays, there should be rent holidays, and obviously those landlords would also need to be supported in any stimulus package. But we've just got to get through the next 3 to 4 months. If we lose the jobs on the way through, many of those won't come back. It's so important if we're going to have a strong recovery, because this crisis will pass. We just need to make sure that we've got as many people remaining in work and as many businesses operating as possible during the next 3 to 4 months.
What about airport workers? I mean, what sort of concerns do you have there? And I was thinking about this the other day with these restrictions that are in place on all travellers that are coming through our airports at the moment, and they've got to self-isolate for 2 weeks. Is there a danger of airport workers coming into contact?
Oh, I think there is a danger right across the community, but we just need to remain calm. We need to follow the health guidelines that are coming out, and I think we will see increases in terms of self-isolating in the community. We're seeing workplaces already move to people working from home, working remotely. That is increasing day to day. I just don't think we can single out any particular industry as being at higher risk. We're all in this together, and we're asking the community, particularly when they engage with our members in the retail sector, to ensure that they're treating our people with respect. They've got a job to do, it's a critical job, they're doing it well, and treat them with respect, please.
We had the Finance Minister on our show yesterday, and he sort of sounded the warning that there is going to be job losses, there's going to be businesses that go down. Some estimates at the moment suggest that the unemployment rate could get towards 10%. I mean, this is sort of a bit of a broader question now outside your specific realm, but is that what you might be fearing?
Oh, I think those fears are real, and that is why the government stimulus package needs to be directed at maintaining jobs. And a critical part of that is making sure that we maintain demand. So it's not only underwriting loans from banks to businesses, there has to be money going directly to consumers. We need the guarantees for casuals in particular. In our sector, we've had a range of companies that have stepped up to the plate, and they are going to support their casual workers through this difficult time if they have to self-isolate. We need to see that replicated right across the economy. We need to see the government stimulus actually getting into the hands of working people who will spend that money and ensure that we continue to have a demand for goods in our economy to keep people in jobs. But that, in the background, that line of credit, the underwriting of loans for businesses and for landlords in their rent, well, that is going to be critical if we're going to get through the next 3 to 4 months.
And of course that health, the appropriate health checks are in place.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, it's a community-wide problem. We're all in it together, and please, when you're in the shops, remember our people are doing their job, look after them and treat them with respect.